Happy Memorial Day to the one person who is on here. This is day 13 of our Alaskan adventure. We actually got to Alaska the first time, I think it was on day 8 or day 9. We went into a little town called Hyder that's way down south on the Panhandle. And this is very loud. This is a tiny town. I'm just going to try and rotate around here. You can see all the way from one end of it to the other, but it's an international port city. And cruise ships come in here, and every day from early in the morning until late in the evening, the town is just full of passengers from these cruise ships. And the cruise ships are bigger than the town is. And I think there's 3 in the port today. Let me turn around again, and I'll see if I can find the cruise ships. You can probably see the cruise ships down at the end of the street there. This town was started during the Yukon Gold Rush, and I'm just going to kind of walk down the street. It's very windy, you can tell from my hair. We got here night before last, right at bedtime. And I've only got a few minutes because we are going to take the Yukon White Pass Railroad up through the pass where the gold rushers crossed, right? The prospectors crossed. There were only a very few people got rich during the gold rush. One of them was a man who was selling telegraphs out of here, and there were no telegraph lines. So you were paying to send a telegraph home to your family, and there were no lines. But this trip has just been absolutely amazing. It's the stuff that I've seen driving in here. We drove through an ice field and over the glacier-covered mountains that we've been looking at since we reached the Canadian Rockies. Around Jasper, and Jasper National Park in Canada is going to be at the end of the week 1 video, which we're hoping we're going to have up tomorrow. I wanted to have it up, do the week video updates every Sunday, but I haven't had any service, and I can barely see your comments. It's bright out here. Hi Betty. I saw Betty pop up there. I'm trying to get down here where you can see a little bit more of the harbor. It's, like I said, it's crazy. The town is not as big as the cruise ships, and they bring 2, 3, 4 of these cruise ships in here. And if you take an Alaskan cruise, you're going to come into this harbor most probably. And turn around here, so you can kind of see this. The railroad station is down here behind me, and there's a big museum here on the corner about the gold rush and how the town was formed and stuff. It's really an interesting place, and that's mostly what we've done so far as we went through the museums. Yesterday the weather was really nice. It was fairly calm until, oh, this bus is waiting on me. Let me get across it here. There's tour buses everywhere. I almost got squished by one earlier. Yesterday, we just kind of hung around and walked around in town and went to the museums. And it was really nice until like 4 o'clock. And then at 4 o'clock, the wind was blowing at about 40 miles an hour. And Skagway actually means windy place, and it lives up to its name for sure. But you can see all the way behind me, literally all the way, that's the end of town there. And they've got some of the original trains over here. I gotta check the time. It's really cold, and my dad's having kind of a hard time from Germany. Hi! My dad's having kind of a hard time dealing with the cold. So he is in the van waiting for me to come get him for our train ride. And I've just, like I said, got a few minutes, but I've been trying to do this for days. And I wanted to make sure I said hello to y'all, especially since it's Memorial Day, and kind of caught you up to date. Hyder was a really interesting town. If you're driving up here, and we would not have gone to that had it not been for the road closures. I mean, that was one of those places where it was a happy accident, I guess. But this train behind me has a drill bit on it, I guess, to help get through the mountain. When they built this, there were men walking over these mountains behind me carrying 200 pounds of food to get to this Yukon gold rush. Let's see, you can kind of maybe see the cruise ships down there in the harbor, but the harbor is right down there, and then the town is the other direction, and like I said, the cruise ships are bigger than the town. It's crazy. It's a drill bit, I think. Somebody asked if it was a snow blower. I think it's a big drill bit that they were using to get through the mountain, because they built a railroad. See that big mountain? I'm getting ready to go over that on a train. I think that's where it goes anyway. I may be wrong, but I think that's the train route back there. I can't read these, I'm sorry. Oh, somebody says it's a snow blower. Maybe it is, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it is. It's a fan, not a drill bit. You're right. I didn't look at it close enough. I'm standing here and you're looking at it on video. Yes, it is a snow blower, I guess, to keep the track clear. And right down there's the train station. That's where I've got to go. A lot of people have been asking who I'm talking about when I say we. I am taking this trip. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate that very much. Or no, not Susan. Sean. Thank you, Sean. It's bright out here, even though it's cloudy and the phone is little. Alaska is very beautiful, and I can barely see. But like I said, there's a huge national park museum here, and it actually is in more than one building, and then the train station down there, which is where I'm getting ready to go get on the train. And I don't think I'm supposed to be standing here on the tracks because some of these are still used. I need to move. I got to check the time again. But this town is like, until about 4 o'clock, it's just packed. And then people kind of head back to their cruise ships, and they get on their boats and they sail away on up probably up toward Anchorage. The ferries, the Alaskan ferries, are closed down completely right now. Somebody said they think they were going to open next Monday, but I don't know. And I don't think we're going to be here until next Monday. I actually think this will be our last day here. And then we're going to go on up toward Tok and Fairbanks and to Denali, which was the original main destination. The cold is kind of a problem. I don't know how long we're going to be able to stay. The plan was to spend about 3 weeks in Alaska. But we may not be in Alaska that long. We may start heading back down south a little bit and go through a few of the national parks in the west before we head home. Just not sure. But my dad's having a hard time handling it. He is 84, and that's who I'm talking about when I say we. And then, of course, we brought Bobert with us at the suggestion of a viewer. Actually, a couple of y'all said that we needed a mascot to take pictures with. So we have Bobert with us. So it's me, my 84-year-old dad, and Bobert. And that's who we is. I'm not talking to myself yet. But I'm going to start heading back down here to get him because it is almost time for our train. I don't want to leave without acknowledging Memorial Day and the memory of all of those who have passed, and especially those who paid the ultimate sacrifice and perished for the defense of our freedom. Without them, this trip or any other trip would not be possible. And I want to leave you with John 15:13. Greater love hath no man than he, I'm sorry, greater love hath no man than this, that the man lay down his life for his friends. And because there are men who are willing to do that, we all have the freedom to travel and enjoy all of the beautiful scenery. Hello, Alabama, and our country, and even all around the world. Without those men who paid the ultimate sacrifice for freedom, we wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you so very much for traveling along with us, for praying for us, for going on this adventure with us. I truly do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the pictures, or well, you haven't seen a whole lot of the pictures yet, but I hope you will enjoy all the pictures in the week 1 video. I have sent a lot back to Alex. I think she has everything now. And like I said, we're going to try to get that up tomorrow while I've got service, because I'll be out of contact again for at least a day or two, I think. God bless you all. Thank you again. Happy Memorial Day. And until next time, remember to put God first.